Welcome back to Ozarks Fox AM. We are cuddled up
We
here.
are cuddled. You actually feel really warm,
the,
Joey.
Yeah, in the flamingo enclosure at the Dickerson Park Zoo, because we'd been talking about them, so we got to show them to you because they are up and they are out and about.
Yeah.
I love these guys. They're so beautiful, and like I was telling you, they've got such a neat story because they're not tropical. You know, that's what we think about when we think about flamingos. So this is one of, we have several safe species. Great acronym, Saving Animals from Extinction. And it's one of the programs through AZA, and it's just identifying certain animals that are threatened or endangered and taking some extra precautions. So we actually work with a couple different international organizations, work with the National Zoo of Chile in helping them share the message and just things that they are doing in their country to protect, which is really, one of their national symbols.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
This is a silly question, but why is conservation, why is saving endangered species so important just to like the vitality of the entire world?
Well,
That's a very loaded
I
question,
know.
by the way.
Okay, let's
We're
just
talking
say-
global now, guys.
I know, well,
okay,
hey.
let me just answer that really quickly
right
here.
World peace.
Well, okay, I'm going to answer it in a really simple way.
Okay.
Imagine that they're no longer here. That you could no longer, and when you have kids or your grandkids someday, you have to actually open a book. Oh, a book. By then, would we even have books?
No.
You have to go to your phone or to whatever we're carrying at that time and go, that's what a flamingo looked like.
Yeah.
And it's really hard, like a saber-toothed tiger. It's hard for us to really imagine what that looks like. So we want to keep them here, but also I think it's our responsibility. And they have such an important part of the ecosystem. Every animal has relevance and importance. You know, even ones that maybe aren't your favorite. There's a reason for them.
There's a reason.
Yeah.
Yes.
I always ask God, why mosquitoes? Why?
Why? Why? Yeah, I mean, it would have been really easy.
Just,
There you go.
But there's a purpose.
Boom! There you
As
go.
we were singing
know.
The Circle of Life
Yes.
this morning.
There's a reason. I know what a reason is because I'm their diet. They love me.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect. Okay, do we want to move out?
We want to see the Maine wolves?
Yes, and
fox
I
on
actually have a
stilts?
question. As we walk this way, come this way, Joe, I have a question for you because when I was here doing some segments with you in the past, you were telling me about ape, which I think is very
Yes.
important too. Can you tell us, 'cause
Okay.
you see these signs everywhere you
Yes,
go.
APE, which is Animal Protection Effort. So there's the answer to your question.
Okay.
So, that's the cool thing about Brew at the Zoo because you have a little bit more time to read these signs. Animal Protection Efforts. These identify animals that we are protecting around the world, some of them that we don't even have at the zoo. Now, we obviously have flamingos and we have cotton-top tamarins. We don't have sun bears, but those are part of our conservation efforts. So anytime you come to any event at the zoo, anytime you just come to visit the zoo, you're helping protect and make sure that those animals are going to be around for decades, years, hundreds of years to come.
Hundreds of years.
So that's really how the global part comes into the Dickerson Park Zoo.
The zoo is global. We have efforts literally around the world. And like I said, we're broken up into continents. So right now we're in South America. A little chilly in South America.
Little Chile.
Little Chile.
Chile.
Oh, I like to see what you did there.
I
So
see.
it's a little Chile in South America. So these are our maned wolves. Super cool. They were standing up a little while ago. Are they chilling now?
Well, there's one chilling
okay.
back
Yeah,
there.
she's chilling back there. But they really, you commented, they do look like a fox on stilts. See those great big ears. And you asked an interesting question. Are they domesticated? They are not.
Or could they be? No.
They are not. They are a wild animal, and that's something that we really work to teach and educate people on, is that there are species that are our pets, and there are species that are not our pets. Monkeys do not make good pets. Maned wolves, although they look like a cute, cuddly dog, are not a dog, and they're not a wolf, and they're not a pet.
Well, speaking of, since they do look like a dog, and Maddie and I just want to pet them, which we
know.
can't, and we won't.
No.
What is their diet then? What would they eat in the wild?
They're carnivores. They're going to get. They're going to have a special diet here, but they
in
will.
the wild, they would just go after whatever they saw.
They kind of forage.
Yeah.
Yeah. They also
Wow.
like eggs. I believe that's maybe one of their favorite treats.
Eggs.
Also, the animals here have such an incredible diet.
Yeah.
I mean, I would like to kind of work myself into there and have. It's like Jenny Craig for animals. Everything's prepackaged,
Oh my
and
gosh.
they eat so well. I mean,
Yeah.
it's so healthy and exactly what they need for their optimum nutrition.
And there's two of them.
Yes.
Only one is sitting out, getting the morning, breeze. But they're sisters, you said.
They are sisters,
Okay.
and we also, so they are very shy. shy animal, and because this is another one of our safe species, they are we have a breeding recommendation. So a lot of times people just think, oh, well, why don't you just have a bunch of babies? Because everybody likes to see babies.
Yeah.
Well, as an accredited zoo, we are under the recommendation of what is best for the species. So sometimes it's not best for the species just to overpopulate.
Yeah.
And so we have a breeding pair of maned wolves. They are behind the scenes. They just have some privacy. Maned wolves only breed one time a year, and so we just kind of leave them alone to do their thing. So maybe we will have some maned wolf puppies at some point, which would
Okay.
be very cool.
Another question. What is their pregnancy term? Is it 9 months for?
For these guys, I'm not exactly. I cannot remember what they are. It's not a full 9 months for these.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
and then
wasn't
like
sure.
you've got an elephant that's like almost, over 2 years.
Yeah,
Giraffes are like
that's
giraffes
crazy.
are like 17, 18 months, and then like some of the big cats are 60 days.
That's insane.
And the cod tops, I think it's a little chilly for them to come out. They were, I believe, about 60 days.
63 days.
63 days. Thank you,
60 okay.
Google.
Google.
63
Thank you,
days.
Google.
Yeah.
By the way, you were saying fox on stilts. Do you have any foxes? How do you say that?
Foxes?
Fox.
We have.
Fox eye.
We're on Fox. That's why we had to ask.
You unfortunately can't see them right now because the Bear Boardwalk is still closed. We're hoping that changes soon. Get the funds to open that. And we have swift foxes that are, okay, like, I'm not going to lie. There's some of the animals you just want to I just want to
Yeah,
cuddle you.
I would.
I would love to. Not going to do it
Nope.
because it's not a pet, but the
Yes.
swift foxes, they got these ginormous ears and these little bitty bodies. They're so super cute. And they're in the North America section of the zoo.
Okay.
I know that because I saw one
Yes.
on the road from my house, and a wild fox.
A wild
Because
fox, not a swift fox.
No. It's just a wild fox. 'Cause I thought it was a dog, and I was going to stop and help rescue it.
No, I would
it
not
was a
recommend
fox.
Good
No,
thing you
don't do
didn't
that.
help rescue it.
Of course, if anybody could do it, Jeremy,
I would
you
try.
do it.
You know my heart. I would
know.
be like, Fox, you're in my house now.
Yes.
Guys, don't go anywhere. We have so much more fun from the Dickerson Park Zoo coming up after this, and we're going to try to see some more animals.
See some
Let's do it.